and welcome back to the Beauty Matters with me, Lin Hussin. And today I'm joined by Emma Jenkins, Miss Universe Great Britain. Hello, Emma.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with us. You look fabulous today.
As do you, as always.
Thank you. I've introduced you as Miss Universe Great Britain. Congratulations first.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a busy few months, but I've loved every moment of it.
So tell me a little bit more about how did you get into Miss Universe Great Britain?
Well, a few years ago I competed at my first pageant and I won, which was amazing. And I went on then to compete at Miss World representing Wales, which was an absolute privilege and an honour. And I was fairly new to the pageant scene at that point, and I was still learning, and I met so many wonderful people who really opened my eyes to what pageantry was about. And then as I got more and more into it and I followed them for years, I had my sights set on something new, and that something new was Miss Universe Great Britain. And I applied a couple of times and withdrew from the competition. I wasn't sure that I was ready because I understood the responsibility of the title. And one year I was brave enough, I plucked up the courage, I went for it, and I was lucky enough to be chosen. So yes, it's been a fantastic journey.
You must have worked hard to deserve the title.
I think anyone who wins a title, whatever it may be, has definitely worked hard, because it is no mean feat. But any girl on that stage that evening could have been crowned the winner. They were all phenomenal women who I speak to every day. We've still got our WhatsApp group going, they're a fantastic group of girls. But we all worked very hard, so we were all very pleased for one another and happy to have competed together.
And I'm sure they are all happy for you now.
Oh,
and
they
excited. You are going to Miss Universe this year.
Yes, and they've been texting me every day, asking about my outfits, my dresses, how am I doing, you know, and speaking about my charity events, you know, can we come, when's the date?
So they are supporting you.
Oh, so much so, yes. They are really wonderful, wonderful girls.
So Emma, you told me you competed in Miss World before. Can you tell me a little bit how it's different, Miss Universe to Miss World?
Well, so far, I mean, I haven't quite been to Miss Universe yet, so I'm not 100% sure of the difference. But at Miss World, I was a lot younger, and I think the girls tend to be a little bit younger at Miss World. It's very focused on beauty with a purpose, which is at the heart of what they do, I think. You compete in a lot of different challenges, there's talent, there's sport. It's really about bringing out the best in each individual contestant.
Yeah.
And then at the end, then they choose someone who they feel is an all-rounder, someone who is talented, is beautiful, is caring, and who is going to represent the brand the best, really, and do their charitable work the world over. And I suppose in that respect, Miss Universe is similar in that they do want a representative who is passionate about their work. I mean, our mantra is not in vain, confidently beautiful. It's all about what we can give back, just as we are, you know, who we are, and unapologetically so. So yeah, it's there's a difference in that. I think the girls at Miss Universe are a little bit older, and they are usually more professional. I think you can be younger and compete at Miss World and do well, I think. But the girls at Miss Universe tend to have a fire in their belly. It's a whole other stage, you know. But it's similar in that they want the best girl to be crowned.
And how's the preparation now for Miss Universe?
Well, I'm at the gym every day.
I can tell. You look amazing.
Thanks. And I've told my mum she's not allowed to buy any cakes, she's not allowed any sweets, because if they are there, I will eat them.
Okay.
But
no control.
It's all about balance, isn't it? So yes, working out, being committed to my advocacy, working with my charity that I've worked with for the past 4 years, which is Women's Aid, and also committing to my new partnership with Miss Universe Great Britain and the A Sisterhood organisation. So it's all hands on deck at the moment. And of course, you know, it's working with the sponsors, choosing dresses, outfits, visiting all of the people I need to visit beforehand.
Yeah.
We've got a trip coming up to India, which is really exciting. So at the moment, it feels like I'm all over the place, but I'm loving it.
And you told me about the charities. So how many charities are you supporting currently? 3?
Well, personally, I've supported Women's Aid for the past 4 years. I'm a volunteer and an ambassador for them, mainly working with children from families of domestic abuse.
Okay.
I just recently finished my training to go into schools and work with them one-on-one and in classrooms as well. So that's fantastic. But more recently, as I'm now Miss Universe Great Britain, I get to work with a sisterhood, which is a wonderful thing to be a part of. And a sisterhood pledges to empower and help women the world over. And we support so many charities under that umbrella. Just to name a few, there's Llamau, which is a homeless charity in Wales, which has special projects specifically for women and children who are suffering, without shelter.
Yeah.
We also have the Female Genital Mutilation Centre that are committed to stopping this crime here in the UK. We have Black Mambas, which is an all-female anti-poaching unit in South Africa. And I mean, the list goes on. It's just such a fantastic organisation to be a part of, and to feel like I am a part of a change and we are able to touch different continents over the world with the work we're doing. It's just an amazing thing to be a part of.
I can tell how passionate you are talking about it. Like, you want to make a change.
Definitely.
And using the title to make change.
Yeah, the title gives you the opportunity. I mean, you have to work hard to be chosen, but thereafter, the work doesn't stop. You can't just chill and think, oh, I've done it,
Yeah.
It's all about what you do with it thereafter. And I think making every second count and every moment count is so important, because we really can make a change when we work hard and we commit to something like this. So it's really life-changing. It changes the way you see the world when you look at how this work does affect individuals. You see the change, you see how their lives improve, and yeah, it's just a fantastic thing.
Well done in everything you are doing.
Oh, thank you.
So far, I know you have a full year of achievements. What you are looking for the most in Miss Universe?
Wow, well, there's so much to look forward to. There's so much that comes under the name of Miss Universe, doesn't it? I mean, going to Miss Universe itself, that's a prize, isn't it?
Where it will be?
I still don't know. I'm still checking my emails every morning. Is there anything? No, nothing. I'm not sure. I mean, I assume I'll be travelling in December, because that's when it was last year. But again, I'm guessing. My guess is as good as yours. I'm not sure. But wherever it'll be fantastic, I'm sure.
And how about like meeting ladies from all over the world? Because you tried it before when you've been to Miss World.
Yes, it's crazy to see all the different cultures come together and how girls can bond. Even if you don't speak the same language, you can become friends with someone, which I never thought possible. I mean, at Miss World, I became really good friends with Miss Venezuela. She didn't speak a word of English.
How did you communicate?
We would mime to each other, and she would, we'd take photos together and we'd laugh at the same things, but we couldn't speak the same language, which it's mad how you can bring girls together. And because we had that one thing in common, we were able to build a bridge without a language. I mean, one of my closest and dearest friends was Miss Scotland when I was at Miss Wales. We speak every day, we visit each other as much as possible. And I think what's wonderful about pageantry is it brings like-minded women together who are on the same sort of path and who want the same things out of life. And you really do find friends forever in those people, because it's like looking in a mirror a lot of the time.
It's amazing hearing that you are able to get friends for life out of beauty pageants, because people think it's competition, so you wouldn't be able to make friends in the environment.
And it's funny, because anyone who's competed in a pageant will say the same things I'm saying. I mean, generally, I've never heard a negative story where friends are concerned. I know so many girls who are friend groups, that's their main friend group, because they've met at a pageant. So it's lovely to see, really. I mean, it's a misunderstood world in a lot of ways, but friendship is one of the main benefits of being a pageant girl.
So Emma, how beauty pageants are evolving over time? It's a hot topic now. We know many people are talking about the changes happening in beauty pageants, and also when they are choosing the contestants, it's vary now. So how do you think it's changing over time?
It's wonderful to see such diversity these days, not only in pageantry the world over, but especially here in the UK. I think person by person, pageant girls in the UK are smashing stereotypes. They are redesigning what the stereotype of a pageant girl is, and it's wonderful to be a part of that change. There's a pageant for everyone now, I think. It doesn't matter your size, your height, your ethnicity, your beliefs. There's a pageant for every girl, and I think that's so important, to be inclusive, because in this day and age, inclusivity is the best thing that we can strive for, isn't it? It's equality, and it's that everyone is treated the same. And I think that key change, not only in pageantry but in culture, is a two-way street, and it's wonderful to see so many girls feel that they belong in pageantry. And I don't think that was the case many moons ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, anyone can compete in a pageant now because it's far more than your aesthetics. It's more about who you are, what you want to achieve, and how you're going to do that.
And if we talk about beauty in general, do you think beauty is changing over time, or the idea of beauty is changing over time?
Certainly, and I think a lot of my friends, in fact, who are considered plus size in the commercial world, are getting more and more work as models because it's a very sought after business. I think people want to see real women, as they say, on magazine covers. We're all real women. We're not made of plastic. We're all, we all have feelings. We all want to be seen as beautiful. And I think that now is a movement that even the biggest fashion brands and companies are taking note of. We are seeing larger women on magazine covers. Yeah. We are celebrating natural skin. So many bloggers these days are willing to post pictures of their acne and skin conditions, whereas I think maybe 5 years ago that would be unheard of, and you'd be really scared to post that kind of content online. Whereas now it's all about celebrating and celebrating the realness, about telling the truth. And I think telling the truth nowadays online is so important, especially for the younger generation who are looking to us for inspiration, role models, exactly. And I think the more honest we are with them about beauty and about how realistically we don't wake up like this in the morning, I think that's a really important message, and it's something that's being celebrated not only by normal people and bloggers, but also massive companies, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
I think that's a very important message. We are not perfect, and we are putting pressure on ourselves by trying to compete with ladies who they look perfect in magazines or Instagram or.
And they've been sat in a chair for hours in hair and makeup to look like that. And a lot of them, it's their job to look like that. I mean, they're paid every day to commit to the way they look, and that's fine. It's okay to be a size 0, and it's okay to be a size 20. No one is telling you that that's wrong, but it's just knowing that and knowing that you're beautiful regardless.
Yeah, celebrate the beauty in all sizes.
Of course.
So Emma, did you get the support required when you entered Miss Universe Great Britain from family, friends? Tell me a little bit more about the support you are getting.
Well, I've got a wonderful family. I'm very lucky to have them. They are so supportive. In particular, my mum. She is like my momager, I call her, because she is on at me all of the time. Have you done this? Have you done that? She's, but she's
so
good
nice.
Because I have a terrible memory. I do have a really bad memory. So it's good to have someone like that who reminds you all of the time.
Checklist.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes I have to say, no, Mum, you have to have a break now. 5 minutes with no speaking. And she goes, okay. Well, one more thing. No.
It's amazing. She must be so proud of you.
She is. And I think she enjoys it. She's become a massive pageant fan in her own right. So, she loves to be involved. And I mean, my friends who had never heard of pageants before I introduced them to them. They made a massive banner for the final at Miss Universe Great Britain, and it had lights on it and everything. So I was walking down the stage, and I could see these lights flashing at me on stage. So they've been so very supportive. I couldn't have asked for more. And they do their bit with their commenting on my photos and liking everything, and they're fantastic.
Support is very important in
Of course.
pageants.
Yeah, I mean, it spurs you on to do well. If you think that others believe in you, when you've got that support network behind you telling you that you are good enough, because we all have that little voice in our heads, don't we, that says, you can't do this, you can't do that. And, more often than not, it's us standing in the way of our success or of our goal. It's that little negative voice. So the more people you surround yourself with who tell you how fantastic you are, that voice gets quieter and quieter, and you're able to push yourself and be your most confident self.
That's amazing. So now back to Miss Universe. Who's your favorite Miss Universe, by the way?
That is a tricky question, and there are two. So Pia Wurtzbach, I think, was one of the first Miss Universes I really followed. I really followed her journey, and I just fell in love with her because she's so elegant, and she just had a real air of class about her. I think she was a very sophisticated Miss Universe, and I loved that about her. Another I loved was Demi Lee, who was from South Africa, and she was just so sweet. She just came across as someone you would be best friends with, because she's so kind, and she came across like that on camera as well. But I have to say, I mean, how could you not love every Miss Universe? They're all
amazing
forces to be reckoned with. Yes, exactly.
So Emma, as I believe for every contestant who's competing in Miss Universe will have a cause she's passionate about. So what is your cause?
Well, because I've worked with Women's Aid and been working against domestic violence for the past 4 or 5 years, it seemed right to just continue that. That's what I've always done. That's what I'm passionate about. I mean, 1 in 4 women will suffer domestic violence in their lifetime, and that for me was a really shocking statistic. More women die of domestic violence than cancer every year. And you know, when you hear these statistics, and then when you see people around you even that it affects, it really does inspire you to work towards change. And so for the last few years, I've committed time, and I've helped with fundraisers, and I've done anything I can really to help my local Women's Aid branch. And that ties in really nicely, I think, with the Sisterhood organisation that I'm newly a part of, because their message is to empower and help women, to help any woman that needs it. And so together with a Sisterhood, we've donated recently to my local Women's Aid branch, which was really wonderful to do, actually, because they've known me for years, and you know, I told them I was going to do Miss Universe Great Britain, and they were so excited. So to go back having won and give them something was wonderful. So yeah, it's my platform really is the empowerment of women in a broad sense, but more specifically domestic abuse and violence.
So Emma, you must have very busy schedule as the Miss Universe Great Britain. Tell me a little bit more about what you are doing.
Well, there's so much going on at the moment. Tonight, for example, we are holding a charity dinner here in London, and it's to raise money for hygiene facilities in a school in rural Pakistan, which is a wonderful night. I'm really looking forward to that. Next week then, back home in Wales, we are supporting Llanmai, which is a homeless charity, but they're holding an impact event, which invites people who have been helped by them in the past to share their stories, which is sure to be a very emotional and touching event. It'll be wonderful to hear their stories and how Llanmai has changed their lives. And then in November, I'm very excited because we are going to India, and we're going to visit Stop Acid Attacks and Shiro's Hangout. And they rehabilitate and help women and children who've suffered acid attacks. And they also have a string of cafes that give them jobs as well, teach them skills, and just empower them, raise them up, and give them back the power that was taken from them. So again, I think likely to be a very emotional trip, but life-changing.
But you are doing an amazing job. It is. You are trying to make an impact and change people's lives. So very well done in everything you are doing.
Thank you very much.
I want to finish it with you by giving us like a tip or something about what do you think will make a great Miss Universe in your ideal way?
Well, if it was just to say one thing that would make an ideal Miss Universe, I would say someone who cares deeply. I think doing anything with passion means that you do it to the best of your ability. And I think there is so much in pageantry, and in particular Miss Universe, that is about heart, and it is about compassion and helping others, and doing as much as you can to touch as many people as you can. So having a good heart and feeling deeply is something that I think is very important to be a good Miss Universe.
Well, Emma was with us, a great Miss Universe Great Britain, going to represent her country in Miss Universe, one of the largest beauty pageants. We wish you all the luck, Emma. So Emma, if someone wants to support you or send you a nice comment, where they can find you on Instagram maybe? Or
yes, we have the official Miss Universe Great Britain Instagram, which is just Miss Universe Great Britain.
And show her lots of love.
Yes, please. And then my personal one as well is Emma V Jenkins.
We wish you all the luck, and hopefully we will interview Emma again when she's Miss Universe.
Oh, well, let's cross fingers.
Thank you so much for being with me. You are a great beauty queen and great personality.
Oh, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Emma.